Hello and Assalamu alaikum. Welcome to another episode of Detox. My name is Numair Shazada, and today we have with us Neelam Shoaib, who is the co-founder of Shadiyana. Very excited to meet you today, Neelam. How are you doing? Zabardast, thank you so much. So Neelam, a fantastic startup you have. I really like the product, and we're gonna get more into the startup. But before we get into that, let's talk more about you. Who is Neelam? Where did you grow up, and what led you to this point where you started to decide to start your own company?
Sure. So I grew up all over Pakistan. I am what you call an average Pakistani. I've averaged out from living from various cities. So basically, my schooling was mainly from Beacon houses. And after my metric, I enrolled into APS, which is a huge culture shock for someone who has, done their schooling from Beacon house. And रोते धोते 2 साल के बाद FEC के 2 साल के बाद I enrolled into NUST as a bachelor's in software engineering student. उसके बाद मैंने 2 साल ज़ोंग में भी जॉब की। मैंने कहा ट्राई करते हैं कॉर्पोरेट वर्ल्ड किस तरह होती है एंड देन आफ्टर 2 years of that staying in a really good comfortable hamster wheel, I decided to break that out and enroll myself into masters again into NUST because I was bored. So I thought maybe masters, I'll learn something, and two, it will give me some buffer time to think about what I want to do next. And I and my best friend, we utilize this time extensively to brainstorm on what to do, and this led us to Shadiyana, which is our startup.
Yes, it is. And tell us about your best friend, who's also your co-founder.
Izza is amazing. She's my best friend.
Yeah.
Yeah, not up for
Since
anyone.
when?
Since the first year of university, I would say.
Wow.
Yeah,
The
we
masters or the bachelors?
bachelors. Yeah, we met some 10 years ago and have been friends since. We have been doing projects, being in we know how to work in a team. So there, I would say there are a lot of friends who say, oh, let's start something. That's well and good, and I've done that too, but not all friends work together.
Hmm.
Isa and I work really well together,
That's
so
fantastic. And you often hear of friends talking about starting a business together,
mhm.
but you're a real
Oh yeah.
live example of
Yeah.
two friends who decided to just start a startup, and it's doing quite well. So tell me, um, did you have any time abroad outside Pakistan?
I did travel, and my third grade of schooling is from the UK, but that's about it. Yeah, I've traveled with Izza as well.
Yeah.
Izza and I had this beautiful trip in Dubai
Very
a few
nice.
years ago. Yeah,
Just for
and
bonding.
just for bonding purposes. We were so bored with our corporate jobs. I just called Izza one day. I said, either I'm going to Dubai with or without you. So you pick. It's going to be on you if I go alone. She said, no, I'm coming. So so that's how I emotionally blackmailed her as well.
Nice. What I love about your story is that you often talk about this, how you tried corporate on for size,
Yeah.
and you just didn't like it. It just didn't work for you. I mean, it's for a lot of people that's a big risk. So how did you get around that feeling of fear that, hey, I'm not going to do a job. I'm going to try to start my own thing.
Hmm. I think बहुत self pep talk देनी पड़ती है one,
Yeah.
and two, I would constantly ask myself, is this what I foresee myself doing in the next 2, 3, 4 years, like things like that. My counting stopped till 2 years. I said I cannot do it for more than a couple of years, and also I think it's my personality. And those people that want to do a corporate job, well and good, but at that time and even now, I feel like I have so much energy that I cannot structure myself into a 9 to 6 job.
Because you end up sitting around a lot of the time, not much to do,
Yeah,
right?
yeah. There's a lot of other intricacies to it, and you're doing just one task. You're a small fish in a big pond. I wanted to be the fish,
Yeah, you wanted to be the
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 big
big
tuna,
fish.
the big tuna. Yeah, yeah.
That's pretty nice. Neelam, who inspired you the most when you were growing up? Like, who were your mentors?
So a lot of people, I would say, some friends, my mom, some of my aunts, and I would just take inspiration from people in bits and pieces. Like there were certain things I really liked about people, and I would take those habits and take some other things. And in my mind, I had this whole fictional person that just had attributes of different people. Yeah, and that was my ideal
That
person.
was your vision for yourself,
Yes.
based on attributes from here and there. Oh, I like what Kala's doing there. I'm gonna take
Yeah,
that one.
yeah,
Oh,
but
mom, that
just
was a
that.
good one. Just that.
Yeah.
That's pretty cool. That's
Yeah.
pretty cool. I think that's how it works. You know, um, mentorship I think is amazing because I say this a lot of times. It's a shortcut. You know, I mean, you learned from their mistake. They probably took so much time to figure this out. So that was mentors to develop your personality. But when it came to the business, like let's talk a little bit about, how about first if you could give like just a tiny intro on what Shadiyana is, and then tell me what was it that led to this business coming about? Like how did the idea come to you guys?
Okay, so I think um a little bit insight about Izza and my dynamics. We just really want to do something, we said that let's just get our hands ready with one thing, but which one thing, right? So and we just brainstorm like 300 ideas, and we would, as engineers, we would, give each idea weightages, and we would sum it up, and the winner was Shadiyana. And we felt really strongly about weddings because weddings are the focal point of every Pakistani's life. It's be born, get married, and die. This is the circle of life here. Yeah, so and we thought, why not tap into the second one, the
Very
second stage of
nice.
this life. Yeah.
What were some of the other ideas on the list?
Oh, we had self-writing pens to robotic lunch trays, that would follow you around. Yeah, yeah, we had a lot of ideas. We still do, and if Shadina does not take off, we still have 299 more to go. Yeah. Yeah.
Wow. Wow. So tell us more. Let's talk more about Shadiyana. What are some of the different services that you offer, and who is your like ideal customer?
Yeah. So as you would pick a restaurant and its menu on Food Panda,
Mhm.
similarly you can go to Shadiana and pick a photographer, get your dream henna artist, your venue, catering, decor, and all that. So the people who use Shadiana are the people who are planning their or
Right.
someone in their family or friend's wedding.
Right.
So these are the consumers of Shadiana.
Mm-hmm. So pretty much anything under the sun to do with getting married.
Oh yeah, we even offer a lot of these workshops
Hmm.
so that it's like a wedding boot camp or some sort
Oh.
that lets people get mentally prepared. They
Hmm.
know it's people assume that weddings are just about they actually focus more about just the event date
Hmm.
and
Hmm.
not the marriage itself.
Hmm.
So we even offer
Hmm.
trainings for that as well.
Oh,
So how
so
to balance
important.
finances as a couple, and what are the biology that goes into it
Oh,
that is not being taught anywhere else. So we do that. Yeah.
absolutely. Absolutely. I mean, I often say to people that there should be a course that you take before you get married and a double course before you have kids, because you are building the next race. I think that's very important. That's a important weighty task. That's pretty cool. So it's about the whole culture of shadi, not just the vendors and all that, but the whole culture around
The
it.
before, the during, the after. Yeah.
Oh my God, there's so much. And how do people browse all these vendors? Is it a website?
Yeah, it is a website. So a lot of people simply Google us or they find us on Instagram.
Hmm.
They usually like our content a lot. So they
Hmm.
say, oh, they have good content, but what do they actually do?
Yeah.
So they usually visit our website and
Hmm.
they see these, beautiful curated lists for them to, find their vendor. They can filter it out like according to their budget, their, specific requirements, and pop, comes out Shadiana's selected funneled out vendor that people can basically book according to
That's
them.
pretty
Yeah.
great. And is Iza also an engineer
Yes,
like
is
you?
as a software engineer like
So
me.
you
Yeah.
both are engineers. No wonder the website's so fast.
It
Yeah.
has to be. We have a lot on our plate.
Yeah, I did some tests and I was typing some, like Mehndi artist, and it was popping up. I
Yeah.
was getting those ads.
Yeah, it's we have a reputation to uphold.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. And as a founder, let's talk more about, being a founder in this country.
Mm.
So there must have been some challenges, right?
Yeah.
So tell me a little bit about your experience being a founder in Pakistan and a female founder. What's been good? What's been bad?
I think there are a lot of good, in the startup industry. A lot of people are willing to help you. It's just you have to recognize who's actually willing to help you. There's islands that exist. You just have to find those islands, like where can I find the best, resource and people who can actually guide me or connect me to someone else. I guess to get to that point, filtering it out and all that, that's a little bit, tricky. But it's a fun process, it's not a complicated thing. It's something that one should to just to expand their own mind. I would suggest anyone in their entire life, no matter what their age, should at least dabble a little bit into startup culture. It's really fun. It's not just youth centric, it's everyone centric. And definitely, and coming back to how is it like being a female founder, it's fun. It's really fun. I do admit there are certain challenges that sometimes the other gender does not understand, because we have the other things like families and the security reasons and all that, the safety and all that, when you go outside, to factor in. But I'm not saying that the gents do not have those. They have their own problems. I would definitely, like, they have to support the family, as Pakistani culture dictates. Yeah, but it has been really fun.
And let's hope those roles change a little bit, and because they're quite compartmentalized, and in first world countries you see that people have a much broader way of perceiving a companion and a partnership, and how all of that works. So I mean, there has been a lot of work that you've been doing for people who are getting married, and people who are planning weddings. So what are some of their biggest challenges? Because obviously you identify your customer as a founder, and then you find solutions for them, and that's what Shadiyana is. So what were those challenges, and how did you identify them? And obviously you're working towards solving them with Shadiana, but what is your customer like, your perfect customer, and what are their challenges?
So before Shadiyana, people would usually talk to different vendors and get a really long response time to get even the basic information. Like if I want a certain photographer's just packages, or just to check my favorite henna artists or makeup artist availability, it just takes a long time, right? And this and wedding process, that's why it's, on an average, it's spanned upon 3 months. Yeah, so why, right? Like, do we have not a life? Don't we have other things to do that we just have to focus so much on this? So this is where Shadiana comes in. It just reduces all of that time, all of the information that you would otherwise get from their Insta page, their Insta responses, or any place, their own specific websites or anything like that. So everything is already available. It's instantly available. You can just go to their profile, the rates, the charges, the reviews, everything's there. You just have to decide yes or no, right? So, and this is where Shadiana has, helped about 350,000 weddings. Yeah,
350,000
thousand weddings.
weddings have
Yeah,
been helped
yeah, by
by Shadiana.
Shadiana. Yeah.
How long does it take for those many weddings to happen in Pakistan?
Without Shadiana, months. With Shadiana, just a few minutes. Yeah.
But how many weddings happen in a year in Pakistan approximately? A lot?
According to Nadra, that we have, had it verified, 2.4 million people got married in 2020, and that was the COVID year, right?
Phenomenal.
Yeah. So, and the number increases every year.
Because the population is increasing quite quickly as well. So, okay, a lot of work being done for weddings, and you're building that up. And Neelam, you got married too recently, didn't you? Well, congratulations on that. And did Shadiana help you plan the wedding?
Of course, I was my own user. I was a brutal customer.
You were a test case,
I was a
huh?
test case.
You
Yeah.
just went through all those listings,
Oh, yeah.
and you
Thinking
booked
like a bride, yeah.
thinking like a bride.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's,
It really helped. I could definitely, maybe there's
I would definitely recommend
I
Shadiana.
recommend Shadiana.
So let's talk a little bit about the future of Shadiana. I mean, you're already doing these fantastic boot camps, and you're helping women, you're helping people who are getting married. Is there any raising of investment on the roadmap? Is that something or are you just going to continue bootstrapping?
Currently, Shadiana has been bootstrapped into existence, and really proud of it, because it's our sweat, blood, and grime all rolled into one.
Man,
Um,
tears as well.
Tears, mostly tears, actually. Yeah. So with that in mind, we do think that maybe investment is definitely a good route for a lot of startups, and we sometimes do look around what's happening, what's the start investment culture like. And maybe, who knows, maybe we'll get to raise some investment and have fun with that.
And where will that investment go? I mean, what is their future plan for Shadiyana? Do you have sort of a 5 year, maybe roadmap, 10-year roadmap you'd like to
Yeah,
share?
yeah, in a few words I can say definitely that it's just going all out and going big, nationwide, international, just big, big, and big.
Nice. Also, maybe planning weddings for people, you know, having wedding planners that they can find that are part of
Yeah.
your team.
Yeah, that's we actually have this feature implemented in us. We have a concierge service that we help. We say, okay, if you don't want to scroll through our website, tell us what you want, and we'll do it on your behalf. We'll deduce what you just said,
Right?
and present you with things
Mm.
that this will go well with your personality too. We do that.
Very nice. Yeah, you guys do some very interesting things, and I'd love for you to share some ideas with our listeners because I know that Shadiana once did a flash mob in Kusar Market.
Yeah, we did.
Tell us about that.
So there was this event called the Future Fest that happened in Islamabad a few months ago. Um, so rather than taking the traditional but good route of having a stall, we said that why not do something different so people will at least remember who we are, what we did, and they'll just get curious. So basically the entire concept of guerrilla marketing we applied. We said that let's just do something like this. Why not? Because these things do not usually happen in Pakistan, and we were really fortunate enough to get the contacts and everyone, and took the required permissions as well to conduct a flash mob, this which was lasted only a few minutes. It was really fun
I wish
because
I was there to see it. What happened? There were people sitting on
yeah,
random coffee tables, and all of a
yeah,
sudden, everyone just gets up and then they
yeah.
line up and they start doing a shadi dance.
Yeah, that's what happened exactly. We had these wonderful, amazing dancers and choreographers, and people were just randomly walking around in their suits and pitching
And
to
then they just
investors and
joined in
this
the
and that.
dance.
Yeah,
That is
yeah,
like
yeah.
amazing.
It
I
was
would
really good.
love if we could include a link for that. Is there a video?
There is a video, definitely.
Okay,
I'll link to that. Yeah.
please send me that link. I'll include it in this. And I mean, tell us, where can people get in touch? Where can they learn more about you?
They can definitely visit our website .pk.
Shadiana.pk.
Yeah, which has all the information listed there. Even our contact information is there. So anyone who reaches out there reaches out to us as well. We very carefully and closely monitor all the correspondence that's happening.
Okay, that's pretty great. Like hands-on approach, right? Creating a great
Oh,
experience.
yeah.
Any message that you would like to share for founders in general or for female founders specifically?
That's a good question. Yeah. I would definitely suggest to, keep themselves updated, like up to date with everything that's going on. Whether you're in Pakistan or somewhere abroad, if you're stagnant, you will be left behind. And startup culture is really, you just have to be on your toes and running. So if this is something that you want, just, dive in. Do not just test waters a little bit. Dive in and just embrace whatever's coming and keep yourself up to date with everything.
Very nice. That's good advice. All right, Neelam, I'm going to wrap this up with a rapid fire round, which is I'm going to ask you some quick questions. You're going to give me your answers, okay? So, what is the perfect wedding for you? I mean, is it on a beach?
It is on a on a beach. Just me, my soulmate, and
Yeah.
the Molly Sahab. That's it. Yeah.
Sounds amazing. Yeah. That sounds pretty nice. People getting into all kinds of crazy weddings.
Yeah.
It's
We
maybe
fully
another
support
avenue
that.
for Shadiana,
Yeah.
huh? Married on
Yeah.
the moon.
Yeah.
Partnership with the MOU with Elon
We are
Musk.
doing this, that. Yeah. NASA, here we come.
Ready for those moon weddings. What is your favorite shadi food?
Garam gulab jamun in the winters and faluda in the summers. Yeah.
Wow. That sounds really good. What do you think is the best quality in a friend?
Someone who makes time for you. Yeah. Yeah, I think definitely. And someone who's loyal matters so much. Yeah.
Mm. So, like a good listener, someone who's willing to share their time with you.
Yeah, exactly.
Mm.
I think attention is the, purest form of showing affection. So when they give you attention, that's all you want, right?
Very
Yeah.
nice. Very nice. What, in your opinion, makes a great leader?
Soft power and empathy.
Soft power and empathy? What is soft power?
So there's of course hard power, like typical dictatorship, like not taking anyone's opinion and just going all, with their rules and regulations. Soft power is a bit more, in a subtle and softer way of communicating things,
Got
taking
it.
opinion of the public as well.
With
Yeah.
empathy.
Yeah, with empathy.
Very nice. And where will we find you 10 years from now, Neelam?
Hopefully back in the studio. I want to tell you how my decade went.
All right, wonderful. Thank you so much, Neelam. Really good having you on the show
I had
today.
amazing time, Nomer.
Thank you so much. And to our audience, thank you so much for tuning in. See you next time.